Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining me on Single Mom Sessions. My name is Sophie, and this is our second session. And we are going to be talking about support. Support, just taking off from last week's session where we were talking about grief, and we're just going to jump into the support that you usually get from the whole process of being a single mom versus the support that we need. Not necessarily that every support or every advice that we get as single parents that is not ideal. But I just want to clarify on some of the support that's in my case usually given that I felt I needed to filter and versus what I got, what I actually felt. Oh, this really helped me, or this, gave me a push forward. So yeah, with that said, the thing is, when I became a single mom, some of the support that I got came from a very protective side, especially with family, because they've seen me go through the pain and the hurt and the tears, and they just want it all to stop. So their advice is no, you need to cut this person off, they cost you this pain. Like I said, it comes from a very good space. The intention is really, really good. But for me, when I heard that, and I had to sit down and just think to myself, this person is my child's father. And I had to go back to one of the reasons that I decided to leave the relationship, because one of the reasons I left, rather, was that he would actually make an effort to have some time with our son. But if I'm now cutting him off and not communicating with him about decisions that I'm making regarding our son, the two are in conflict. So in such situations, I had to go back and think, okay, what do I want? What did I want when I got out of this relationship? What did I want to achieve? And what they're telling me, is it leading me to that goal, or is it straying me further away? And if the answer was that it's straying me further away, then obviously I had to reevaluate how I was going to approach the advice, and if I was going to take an aspect of it, how I was going to do that. This person is my son's my son's father, and I want him to be there in his life. If there's anything that my son needs to learn about his father, it's not going to be from me. It's going to be from the relationship that they have together. Then he will decide if that's what he wants to be a part of his life or not. And that's going to be the same for me. The relationship that I have with my son is going to be a determining factor of how he views me, and how he wants us to work on our relationship. And if he thinks that that is something that he wants to have in his life for the long haul. I mean, I might be his primary caregiver now, but along the line he's gonna grow up and he's gonna become his own man. So in that time, based on the relationship that we've had as mother and son, he's gonna make some decisions to say, to what extent do I need my mother to be a part of my life? And I want that to be equally the same for me and his father. I don't have uh, I don't want to be the person that says, you can't rely on your father, so we're not even going to try this. I want them to have a relationship so that one day he can come back and say, oh, mom, I actually think I can rely on him. Or I think when it comes to some of these things, I can't rely on him. It shouldn't have anything to do with me. So that is one of the advice that I got. And I had to realize that, you know what, it's coming from a protective side, because my family don't want to see me hurt. And so they really mean well. So when I got advice like that, I was very respectful of the fact that it's coming from a protective side, and also that, but I needed to evaluate what my motives were moving forward, and if those advice were in line with my motives, and if it's not, then it's not worth taking, or I should filter it, because sometimes there are people that know better. So you just take a little bit of this and that, and you make it work. Um, the other advice that I got, mostly from friends actually, was from a point of being in denial. My friends were very sure, they were certain that things are going to work out between me and my father's child. So, yeah, they just had that glimpse of hope. And some of my one of my friends even now is like, no, you know what, um he just need you two need some time away to kind of learn through life and to realize that you actually are the best people for each other, and you're gonna come back together and it's gonna work out. And you know, there's room for that to be true, but that's not what I want to fixate on right now. And yeah, a lot of my friends, man, were just so in denial. They were like, when I told them we had separated, it was like, okay, but it's gonna be okay. And then when I said no, he moved out, it's like, yeah, yeah, but it's gonna be okay. I'm like, it's done. I don't know. Sometimes when I got that kind of advice, I just had to be firm and stand that no, this is really over, and I'm a single mom now, and that's the new identity that I need to carry, and I want to take responsibility for it. I want to accept it. So I don't want you guys just pushing me in the other way, making me think that I'm not a single mom when I actually am. Like I said, these people really mean well and they're giving out their hearts to me. But when people are in denial of your situation, it just prolongs the process of you accepting it for what it is so that you can move forward. But at the end of the day, I am a single mom, I go through most nights with him struggling to sleep, or when I wake up and he's sick and I need to rush to put medicine together or to just make sure he's okay, or when he throws tantrums and all, like I'm alone during those times. And I don't need people sugarcoating the situation. There's no need to walk on eggshells around the situation. I really, really embrace my single motherhood. I really, really do. There's so many things that we are doing together, and I feel that it wouldn't have been possible to do them if his father and I were still together. So I'm really embracing the journey, and some of the advice or support that I got, that I felt I really could be okay without this, was just people that came being in denial of the whole thing, and the advice that came from a protective side. And with that said, we are going to talk about some advice that I got that I really, really needed, or that really, really helped a lot during the time. So, the first thing was that I had, and I spoke about this in the previous video as well. I had my little brother who was very intentional about asking me about how I'm feeling about the situation. And guys, I cannot tell you what a huge difference this made for me. Like every morning, and we did these talks in the mornings. I'd be washing the dishes and he'd just woken up and he would come to me and just ask me, so how are you doing today? How are you feeling about the breakup? How are you feeling about raising him on your own? And just really being intentional about it, and just me giving those answers and thinking through them really helped me deal with the situation. And every morning when I can hear that he's up, I'd actually look forward to talking about it. And then at first it would just be me responding, just like, I'm okay, I'm fine. But as the days went, it was more elaborate. I would tell him I struggled to sleep last night, or I remember this one time I even told him, it's like sometimes you go through something and you think that it's done, and then in an instant the emotions just come, and it's overwhelming. So eventually I got to a point where I just told him literally how I am feeling and how I am dealing with it, and those daily talks helped me a lot. So something that I think is really needed, the support that is really needed, is someone that can just say, let's talk. look, just tell me, talk to me, someone who's there to say talk, and I will listen. Because he wasn't necessarily giving me advice or saying much in return even, but he was just asking how to talk to me, say it, say how you're feeling, and okay, and then go through with the day, and then the same thing the next day. So if you are a single mom and you're struggling to get the support that you think is really helping you, maybe vocalize to a family member or a friend, a close friend that you're comfortable with, to say, just check up on me. Just check up on me. Let's talk and just listen. You don't need to really give me much in return, but just if there's a space for me to just talk about how I'm feeling, I'm telling you guys, it'll make the hugest difference. That was like the first step for me to actually get to, where I'm well and moving forward. And the other thing that happened was, uh, and this was with my little brother again, he put himself in my space without me asking. He literally basically moved in with me for some time and said, I am here for whatever you need. I had not asked him for anything, and he did not, come in and just take over everything and be up in my space. He was just like, I'm here. I'm here if you need anything. If you need me to be with your son while you go to the bathroom, I am here. If you need me to, because I had to get some other furniture as well when I came back. So if you need me to carry through the furniture with you, if you need me to go shopping with you, I am here. Literally, he was just like, I am in your space and I'm here for whatever you need. I want to help you through the recovery. And it wasn't something that he vocalized every day. Eventually, it was just that comfort of knowing that, okay, someone is there to take care of my son when I'm in the bathroom. Someone is there. He even cooked. I would come back from work and I'll be like, oh, I'm so tired. And he was like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll make food. So he was someone that offered himself and really gave his time and his emotions, and he just devoted himself to me for some time, and that really 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 helped me a lot. It really helped me a lot. And what he said to me, not necessarily in words, but with what he offered, what he said to me was that I'll always be here for you, and that I can do it. I can really do this and be okay. I am not alone. And when I would do something, he would celebrate me. Like, oh my God, you actually. It wasn't like dramatic or anything, but I don't know, man. I think it for this time, he was just my little guardian angel. I really looked at him in a very different perspective. We had always supported each other growing up. In my family, we are the closest together. But it really meant a lot for him to do that for me. The other thing that I received, which I really did not expect, and that it would make such a huge difference, such a huge impact. And at this point, when I received it, I got it from a friend. I had just given up on advice from friends. I was just like, you know what? They mean well, but they have no idea what I'm going through. So it is what it is. But this very close friend of mine called me out for lunch, and she basically told me about purpose. We talked about life's purpose. And she was just saying, Sophie, sometime purpose looks very, very different from what we imagine in our mind or what we imagine for our life. And I'm just going to tell you the story, and I hope she doesn't mind me sharing. But she shared this story with me, which completely changed my perspective. Okay, so the story is, um, my friend has an older sister, and the sister had fertility problems. So she had problems falling pregnant and having children, and because of this, she really struggled with relationships and marriage, or being proposed, if I can say. I'm not sure if she had actually gotten married before, but anyway, so it this caused her a lot of pain for many years, for many years. But by the time she met her husband, he was a he was divorced. The husband was divorced and he had children. And when they got together, she, like, her not being able to have children did not take away any his respect for her, his love for her. My friend was just telling me how so much in love they are and how happy they are. And but she was like, friend, it's amazing how these things work out. And now they're married and technically they have children and they're just so happy. So she was saying, what if your father's child's role in your life was just to give you this beautiful soul? What if that is it and that is where it's supposed to end? And I was like, I must really appreciate this man, because if that is really what was meant to happen, and this is what I got. I celebrate my son so much, you guys. I love him to bits with everything that I am. And she just gave me a perspective that the father of my son, played a major role in me having this precious gift. And for that, I will forever respect him, and I will forever appreciate him, and I will forever love him for that. So, surround yourself with people that can listen to you ex- without really giving much out too soon. And when I say too soon, is that even as single parents, there's a certain things that you have to figure out as you go through the process. One day you might feel that this is the approach that we're going to take, and then eventually you realize it's not working. So don't have people that are quick to say, no man, you guys should do it this way, and then when you change it, then it becomes a judgmental type of situation. Have people that, or ask people rather, because sometimes they don't even know. Just ask people to say, allow me space to figure this thing out, and to know that while I do that, you're going to be there by my side, and just being okay with me potentially messing things up and getting back on my feet, just allowing me to learn. Because like I said, being a single mom for the first time is like being a first time mom. You don't really know how it's going to go. Allow yourself as well, not just with other people, but allow yourself as well that space to say, it's okay when things don't seem like they're actually falling into place. What am I taking from that? And I think, just if you're getting advice that you feel is not really helping you achieve the motive that you want to achieve with raising your child, don't let it run for years and years when you know that it's actually draining you instead of helping you grow in this journey. So yeah, basically, that is it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and just let us know as well the other support that you got that really had a big impact on your journey as a single mom. And if there's other support that you got that you thought this was not the way to go, just share with us as well. Have a lovely weekend. Lots of love and joy and kindness and peace to you and those around you. And I will see you again on next week's sessions. Thank you.